All right. Episode 178, Standing Out, coming at you right now. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Trey Griggs here, Beta Consulting Group, episode 178 of Standing Out, a daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. Climbing our way right up to 200 episodes, which we should have here in December. Super excited about that. We're going to celebrate and have a great time. Thank you for being a part of the show today. We appreciate that. When you get a chance, check out what we're doing online at betaconsultinggroup.com. We are helping companies move out of the realm of obscurity to becoming a well-known and well-trusted brand in order to grow revenue. We'd love to work with you. Fill out a form, and we will follow up with you soon. It is Monday, everybody, so that means that we had an episode of Iron Minds this morning, but I was not on it. Hayden Allred and another Trey was on it. You'll have to check that out on Rewind on Demand. Had a great workout this morning. They had a great conversation. I'm getting old, everybody. I tweaked my neck drying myself off in the shower yesterday morning. It's really pathetic getting old, but that's the way it goes. Good morning, Jeff Dickinson, the Bodacious Cowboy, joining us this morning. If you're in the comments, tell us where you're watching from today. We'd love to hear where you are coming from. But anyways, go back and check out that podcast episode of Iron Minds with Hayden and Trey today. It was an awesome episode. One of the best. Maybe I should not show up more often because it was a really great conversation. Also, want to give a shout out to our sponsor, to TAPS, the good guys in freight factoring. They are helping keeping owner-operators and small carriers on the road with cash flow resources, as well as fuel, tires, and discounts. So check them out at taps.com today and tell them that Trey sent you, or simply click on the link that's in the comments. That will take you right to my landing page so that they know that I sent you. Got to get credit for this, folks. So check them out today and start working with them. They will help you grow your business. Cameron, good to see you in the comments. And I think that applause was for injuring myself, so I appreciate that. It's a wonder getting old. Literally a week ago, I was running a Tough Mudder, 9 miles, 30 obstacles, no problems, didn't get hurt, felt great. And then I am simply drying myself from a shower, and I put myself out for an entire day just trying to recover. So pretty brutal. Getting old is a ton of fun. All right. Hey, listen, last week we had a phenomenal week of shows. We had another great lineup this week. But one thing I wanted to point out to you was last Thursday, in case you missed it, we had an hour-long special in which we had a live studio audience for the first time. It was kind of weird. It was pretty fun. Had a great time at the CSCMP St. Louis Roundtable at the Worldwide Technology Raceway here in St. Louis. Had Adam James of C.H. Robinson on, and we spoke for about an hour, had a great conversation with an in-studio audience. Definitely check it out. And listen, folks, I'm just going to acknowledge, I want to be the Jimmy Fallon of transportation. That's what I want to do. I want to sing some songs, do some dances, and have some great guests on and ask them some questions. So that was step one, move in that direction. If you would like to have a live episode of Standing Out, maybe in your office or somewhere like that, want to have a live studio audience and have a good time with it, let me know. I'll travel. I'll go wherever. We'll make it happen. It will be great. It would be awesome. Yeah. Cameron, Orange County. We need to do that for episode 200. That would be pretty sick. I would love that. All right, everybody. We've got a great guest today. Can't wait to bring him on. Let's go ahead and get this party started. I've known this guy for a long time. He's been an entrepreneur and led some tremendous technology within the transportation industry, and now making some changes, making some moves, and can't wait to talk to him about that today. Going to be a great conversation with my good friend from Optum. Everybody, please welcome to the show, Lance Healy. Lance, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, Trey? How you doing, man?
Hey, I play this music because I know you like to dance. I know you like to have a good time. This is just for you. Yeah, this is your kind of jam, man. I knew you would like that.
It is.
Great to see everybody in the comments. Patty, thanks for joining the show today. Lance, it's great having you on the show, man. We've had a great relationship over the last probably 5 or 6 years. I've been watching what you've done over your career. Obviously, at that time you were with Banyan Technology. Yeah. Now you're with Optum, and we were talking about this in the green room. I want to talk to you a little bit about that transition to where you're at now. But before we do that, for anybody who may not know who you are, just give us 30 seconds of who you are and what you're doing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hey, guys. Lance Healy, dad of kids that are 23 and 20 now, believe it or not. Founded Banyan Technology like 22 years ago. Kind of serial entrepreneur before that. Dumb drummer in a rock and roll band. And
hold on, you're a drummer?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, we might have something that makes that actually makes more sense now. That actually makes perfect sense. I got the guitar, you got the drums. We may be onto something there. That could be a lot of fun.
A lot of people know me from harmonicas too, so
that's right.
I bring
you got a whole
a harp to the shows.
You bring it all. I love it. Like Chris Jones says it's the last one days in Cleveland. You're in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey,
so
Chris.
very good.
What's up,
a lot of Ohio showing out today in the comments, which is pretty
good.
Julie Fritz from Alabama. Good to see you, my friend.
She's amazing.
Love Julie Fritz. She's awesome. So good. Yeah.
Who
Cameron was clapping at the 200 episodes, but Cameron, I think maybe we should just do 200 in Orange County. Let's make that happen, my friend. Let's just make that happen. Irvine, California. Would love to see that. Okay.
I think I should go for the studio audience.
I think you should.
Yeah.
We should. Maybe we'll have an audience. That could be really fun. We should do that. It was interesting because you know how, like, if you watch the Tonight Show, with Jimmy Fallon, like part of the time they're looking at the audience and part of the time they're looking at the camera. That's kind of what it was like. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to look at the camera. There are people maybe out there watching it. And then, I've got people right here. I need to look at them. So it was kind of an interesting.
That's dynamic. A whole nother skill set you got to work on now. Yeah.
I didn't have it. I definitely have to work on it. I definitely have to work on it. And I had a little bit of a monologue. It wasn't necessarily a funny monologue. Maybe I should work on my humor and some jokes in there, but it was kind of fun to tell some stories and then bring on a guest. I mean, we're going to make it happen. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. I think you are the Jimmy Fallon already. So
I appreciate that. A little song, a little dance, do a rap. I'd love to get Justin Timberlake on and do some music. It'd be fun. It'd be a good time. It'd be a good time. All right, Lance. So listen, you are a serial entrepreneur, but you stepped out of that role. First of all, talk a little bit about your entrepreneurial spirit. Where'd that come from? Because you told me in the green room that this is your first W-2 job as an employee as opposed to an entrepreneur. That's a long career as an entrepreneur. Talk about that.
50 and this year. And
kudos.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's started back in college. It was African Studies and French major at Ohio University, and I just didn't fit in well.
Okay, pause. African Studies and French major, and you became a tech entrepreneur. Okay, what?
Pretty direct path. No, it's so I had like 6 companies in college that were legal, one that wasn't, that made some fake IDs, freshman year. That's what you do. But
I think the statute of limitations is beyond now, so you're good to talk about that.
Yeah, it's okay. Got it expunged. It was fine. But that kind of taught me it's like, hey, if you just put your mind to something and are too stupid to quit, you could actually make something work. And
were your parents entrepreneurs? Where did this come from?
No, my dad sold insurance, and I actually so my brother called me Alex P. Keaton when I was growing up because I had like a subscription to Success magazine when I was 13.
Nice. For the young people in the audience, by the way, that's a reference to the 80s. Yeah. Right. So, just in case, if you can name the show in the comments, please do name the show. Maybe we'll send you some free swag.
There you go. So I just kept reading all these stories about different entrepreneurs, and I was like, well, what do they have that I don't? And so,
you're kind of the why not me guy. Like,
right. Yeah, totally. I was like, well, I'll try it. And I had a, piece of shit Honda Civic. That was what was at risk when I graduated high school or college. And I was like, might as well give it a shot. So, did new product development out of Norway and Iceland with a concrete forming system, bartended nights and weekends to eat, and then had production in Vancouver, Canada. Supplier there had a cocaine problem. I lost everything. There you go, Chris. Yeah, oh, wow. And then sold everything to a local producer of PVC forming systems here. Within 6 weeks, basically got out with my shirt and everything else, and then joined up with my business partner. I was lucky enough to hook up with for 18 years, Jim Walborn. And we were selling concrete materials and construction sites and all kinds of stuff. And the interweb just came out. Al Gore just invented it. And it was, so we started doing construction products online and arbitraging it. And then we needed a freight solution because I'm inherently lazy. So I was like, this is hard. This sucks. So in 1999, we built the first APIs to LTL carriers.
That's awesome. That's cool. And what's funny is that people still talk today. Some technology people today in logistics are like, these new APIs we're doing now. I'm like, they're not new.
They're not
They've
new.
been around a long time.
They weren't new. They weren't new when we were doing it. They've been around,
Yeah.
but just not really applied to this market. But
Right.
But it's cool. It kept me out of jail, and just had a blast building the company with some amazing people, and that's really what it's about, is just watching people evolve and grow around you, and it's just so cool.
Truly, business is an example of a force for good, helping you stay out of prison. That's a good. That's a good thing.
Yes, it was.
And Chris Jones says family ties. Chris, DM me your address, and I will send you some standing out swag, my friend. Well done. That was pretty quick on the draw there.
Nice.
Family ties, which is awesome. Very good. All right, so Lance, this is interesting. So I want to talk about this because we talk a lot, or people maybe publicize or talk about people that make the jump to entrepreneurship. Chris Jolly made the jump to entrepreneurship. I made it eventually. Other people making the jumps to entrepreneurship. But rarely do we tell the stories of people that step out of entrepreneurship and go back into working at a company, which is what you've now done at Optum. Talk a little bit about that transition.
It was, having always been in a company that I started, I was always a little self-conscious about, Banyan was always the biggest company I ever worked for. And I never went to grad school. So I was always like, oh, I don't know, and I had this self-doubt and everything else. And so many times, you may experience this as many entrepreneurs do. It can be very lonely in a place there. It's just talking real. And then, but also I always wondered, like, God, how much easier would it just be to have a job? And I thought about that, and then I was like, nah, I don't want a job. I never want a job. But I wanted to move on from Banyan and create some new things. And that's really my passion, is innovation and like, how do we create new things that's going to benefit the industry? Banyan had a focus of, hey, we want to kind of stay in here. And as Charlie Parker said, I played that yesterday. So I want to go do something else. But that was had been working with Optum on a partnership, and their tech is amazing. Just extraordinarily complex optimization for the back end for LTL systems and all kinds of stuff. But so I really had this, kind of crush on some of their tech and what it could do, and just saw a ton of opportunities on how that could be taken outside into other areas of the market. So it was the ability to kind of still be an entrepreneur, but not bootstrap something and have the overwhelming responsibility of all the day-to-day. And so I was like, oh, it's kind of a nice break. It's like, but it's, I still get to be very entrepreneurial, and encouraged to be that very entrepreneurial there, which is why I think for me it's a good, easy kind of a transition. But it's fun. I when they have 250 people in a company that you just walk into and you're like, okay, go. I'm like, wow, it's a candy store. So it's really great.
Do you think this is a season of your life, or do you think, like, if you had discovered this 10 years ago, you would have jumped at this opportunity like this? Sounds like it's a pretty good fit for you.
It is, but I think it's a season thing for me, because I think I'm nested and empty now. One's out of college, one's in college, and I'm just like, okay.
I'm 5 years away from empty nesting and being 50 myself, so I'm right behind you, man.
There you go. And it's fun. It's just like, okay, so what's next? Where's the next chapter? And I think the hardest part about that for anyone, and wherever you are in your journey, is just like, okay, to grab onto something else, you have to let go of all these other things. So that is far harder to do, I think, for me anyway. I can speak for me, but that was the hardest thing to do, is let go of stuff to be open to looking at new things. But
that's great advice. I love that. You have to, in order to grab onto something new, you have to let go.
Yeah.
The other things. I think that can be hard too, especially when it's like your own baby. I mean, you built Banyan, and to walk away from that and to move on, like, that can be challenging as well. But
but that's okay. It's my kids went off to college, let go of them, let go of the business, and it's just like, okay, so here, what's next? And
Nice.
yeah, so that's the fun part. But yeah,
Well, speaking of what's next, Curtis Garrett wants to hear a guitar harmonica duet. Curtis, I don't know that I can pull that off over the internet. That might sound really bad.
right, right.
Do you have harmonicas nearby?
What key?
I was looking at that. Okay, you got them. You got them right there. Okay, well,
Yeah.
okay, Curtis, listen,
All right.
Curtis.
What key do you want to play in?
We give the people what they want. I mean, G or E is the easiest one. G or E,
All
what
right.
do you like? But I can capo to whatever.
Go with E. Go with E.
All right, we're gonna go with E.
I'll do a cross harp with an A.
All right.
12 bar blues. I don't know.
I'll do a little E. Yeah, I'll do just a little E with a kind of a walk up. All right. So
all right, let's go.
Okay.
I don't know if that translated or not, but
I don't either. I don't know what that sounded like. All right, Curtis, you get what you want. We give people what they want here. That's how it works. So, Curtis, there you go.
And we'll practice.
That may have been really, really bad. I don't know, but that's the first time I've done a duet online, and the timing of it's got to be terrible. I can't. Yeah, we might have lost some viewers on that one, Lance.
That's okay. It's okay. Smashing face. It's okay.
Oh, I love it. Hey, speaking of which, you're not afraid to put yourself out there, my friend. I'll tell you what. When we first started going to trade shows together, you have the event and everything goes great. And like the last night, a lot of times they'll bring in a band or they'll do something fun. And who's out in the middle of the dance floor every time? Mr. Lance Healy, every time.
Love dancing. Love dancing.
Not afraid to throw yourself out there. I love that too, right? You got one life to live. You might as well get after it and have a good time. So it'll be good. All right. So Julie's got a serious question. Let's go ahead and take this. All right. What do you see LTL? What do you see in LTL in the next couple of years?
Next couple of years, that is definitely going to be a lot more collaboration between the LTL, the current LTL companies. Looking at the top 20. I think you're going to see collaboration in the smaller fleets and kind of the local carrier delivery market. And then I think you're going to see a lot of competition coming not from within the LTL market, but I think you'll see competition coming from the local delivery space that have been aggregating and buying up all these terminals and operations in all these major cities and looking to connect the dots.
Yeah, because I don't see people in droves going back to stores. I mean, I still think e-commerce and final mile is going to just continue to increase. I saw a statistic recently that I think it was 1 out of 3 purchases are done online. 2 out of 3 still happen in the stores. And I think that it's only going to move in the direction of convenience for people. Just wanting to buy something, and have it delivered. And so LTL, especially final mile, all that's going to become even more important to get that dialed in. People are going to want things same day. I love when I order something and it's there in the afternoon or the next day. I mean, I love it.
Can I share a little known fact about me?
Please.
I've never ordered one product on Amazon.
Are you serious?
Never bought a single product on Amazon.
That seems impossible.
I know. Now my wife.
Okay,
really good at it.
So there are Amazon packages coming to the house, but you've never purchased anything on Amazon. Is there a reason? I mean, I've never had a cup of coffee, and there's a reason, right? Okay. Some people can't believe that, but there is a reason for that. But what's your reason for never buying something on Amazon?
I don't know. I think honestly, it's.
Do you buy on Walmart? Do you buy on other platforms? No, you just still go to the store to buy things when you do it.
Isn't Interesting. I'm a tech guy. Yeah.
Tech guy, but you like walking in stores. You're also a people guy. Maybe you like seeing people.
I do. Yes, also true.
Yeah. But I'm working from home now. My family's gone now. We used to homeschool. They're gone every day now. So I'm literally taking trips to Home Depot during the day just to say hi to Troy and then everybody else up there.
Maybe. Yeah. Go to McDonald's.
Who I am on a first name basis with them.
Talk to the seniors. That's good.
That's kind of the way it works. That's kind of
Haven't
okay.
gotten
All
there
right,
yet.
Lance, let's pause for a minute. We'll come back to some questions here in just a minute. Good morning, Dan. Thanks for joining the show, buddy. Appreciate that. Joe says music almost as good as the discussion. So I don't know if our discussion's super good or if the music was really bad. I'm not sure which way
polite.
he's going with
Either
that.
way, thank you.
All right. So every day on the show, Lance, we have these fun segments. We're gonna throw one of these segments up real quick. The first one is we like to talk about national days of the year. Like we're always celebrating a national day. We got Veterans Day coming up here on Friday. Super excited about that. Do you know what today's national day is?
I do not.
All right. Well, it is National Canine Lymphoma Awareness Day. Sometimes there's good ones. Like National Chocolate Day was like 2 Fridays ago. That was a good one. But
on Thursday, Thursday it was it was Ohio Day. Oh, and I don't know what to do with that, but okay.
Well, I think that the state days are when they maybe became in the union potentially.
That would
make sense, but I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. But anyways, National Canine Lymphoma. I didn't realize that canine lymphoma was a big enough deal that we have an awareness day, but apparently we do. If you're out there with a dog and they've got lymphoma, sorry. But that's so I don't know. We'll see about that. But anyways, sometimes these are fun, sometimes these are not. Yeah. Let's move on from this to the random question of the day. Oh, you got your dog with you. Yeah. Let's see.
This is cool.
Big dog. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry.
My dog's sleeping somewhere. Okay. Next, we have the random question of the day. Now, Lance, listen, this question is so random. I don't even know what it is. I haven't seen it. We let Ruth, our director of podcast, come up with it every day. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're serious. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're not that great. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out the random question of the day today. It is, would you rather always smell like BO or have to smell BO on everyone else? Oh, man. Ruth's having a good day. Ruth's having a good Monday morning. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think I put my faith in nose blindness. Like that, if I smell BO on everyone else, I would just suffer a dog's fate.
Well, see, here's the bad part. If you had it on you and no one else did, then you would really be an outcast.
Yeah.
Even though you might get used to the smell, you'd be an outcast.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So I would rather smell it on everyone else. I think I'd learn a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hope that never, ever comes to be.
Thanks, Ruth.
Thanks, Ruth. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. Good question. All right. That's a good question. Okay. All right. So let's jump over to what you're doing now, which is let's talk about Optum and what's going on there. So obviously you came to the company, you're getting a chance to do some fun stuff with that. Yeah. Talk about what you're doing and where that's headed.
Cool. It's so the fun new stuff is they've for a decade or more, they've been massive benefits to LTL backend carriers. They've done algorithms in line haul, route P&D, driver scheduling, amazing products in that are making a big difference for the carriers. We're starting to take a look at a lot of that base technology and then bring it out to both the 3PL market. We just saw it at TIA Technovation. So we're doing some pilots with large 3PLs that are able to look across their customers and apply a lot of this really powerful at scale routing optimization, between hub and spoke and facilities and warehouses that happens like that and is crazy efficient. But being able to take that into that 3PL market and also in the truckload market with drivers and dispatch optimization, several of those things. So
in the past, the carriers have been the primary customer, it sounds like, and now moving into the freight brokerage space, the 3PLs to dip into that.
Yeah. And it's amazing how much efficiency can be gleaned, not only to, keep trucks more full and all that, but just in cost effectiveness that we're able to see just by filling the trucks a little bit better. It's impactful. So, and I think for the 3PL market, they're constantly fighting to get more, stay ahead of the competition, and their competition is either, shippers or the carriers that are constantly trying to push them out. So here's ways they can create more value, create more stickiness, real logistics type of stuff. So anyway, it's exciting. I love it.
It's interesting, being that I used to be in tech, selling tech, and now that I'm coming to it from a marketing angle, working with freight brokers and with, log tech companies, it's really going to be interesting to see who wins out in this race for efficiency and for technology, because you have a lot of, technology players. You got a lot of legacy TMS platforms that struggle with efficiency. You got a lot of fragmentation in the industry. You got a lot of new stuff coming out, like we saw at Technovations, which was really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing who really wins out in this race to efficiency in the space.
I think it's going to be it'll be an interesting one, and there will be lots of people that make inroads, and we'll see how with the legacy players, how agile they're able to be to really adapt and adopt.
Well, and I know that McLeod is one of the biggest legacy players out there. Tom McLeod, known him for years, but I know they're just now moving to a cloud-based solution just now, right? I mean, it's
I think
so
everybody
needed.
has to.
Right. I mean, so needed, and hopefully not too late in that regard. But it's really, so let me put you on the spot about Technovations. So I thought it was a pretty good show. Enjoyed it. What were some technology, either specific technology companies or maybe technology products that you're pretty jazzed about that you saw?
Yeah, I really liked Highway with Jordan Graft. He had it's a different enough. If you haven't checked it out, Ruth, you can throw the link in there.
GoHighway.com.
That's it. That's right. Yep, thanks, because I couldn't remember it. No, it just I thought that was really innovative, and he's a sharp guy, so I think that's going to go a long way.
That's a great segue, because I've got Jordan on the show next Tuesday, everybody. Listen,
awesome.
Hey, pay attention. He's going to be on the show. We're going to talk about that next Tuesday. And I'm pretty excited about what he's doing. Yeah. What else stood out to you?
I think a lot of the payment solutions that are coming out now, I like the sessions, especially the tech sessions. Just hearing some of the products and the presentations. Ben Darren's Speedy Quote. It's got some interesting products and markets there. So I think that can add a lot and help transition a lot of people from legacy emails into a little more. It can help on the back end with a lot of different industries, not just the brokerage side. So
the payment side is interesting, because I think the more you can remove friction for getting paid and for paying carriers, obviously that's just another sticky point, another value add that you can offer. If you can pay carriers faster and not have to necessarily, charge a lot for that, or make it just take the friction away from it as much as possible. I think that's going to help out tremendously in that regard. Auditing for LTL, that's a big one. My friends at Navix, they're working on some other stuff. There's a couple other platforms that are working on, making auditing even better, because it continues to be. I mean, it's amazing. LTL auditing continues to be a problem.
Yeah. Well, and you've got folks like FedEx that are switching up with some new pricing that try to make the reducing, freight class and some of that. It's only about 20, 30 years overdue. Goal throw. But it's going to be a slow transition, because we don't do anything fast, but watch the waves as they come over, because
that LTL freight class thing just somehow keeps holding on. The dynamic pricing that should exist in LTL capacity pricing. Yeah, man, it's like pulling teeth trying to get that change.
I know.
I mean, it's really been challenging.
Yeah, we got a patent on dynamic pricing, and when I was at Bain in like 2017, on trying to do that. And
I remember.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to move the technology shift in this market. But I think with the new generations coming up, with all of the SaaS-based platforms, they're much more agile, much more in tune to pick and partner easily through APIs with lots of tools, because there is no one TMS. It's going to be platforms that people can plug into.
Yeah, interconnectivity with all of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And to build what they need specifically for their operations. Because
the LTL dynamic pricing. My friend Kevin Childers, former CEO of My Freight World, who had passed away. He is always like, why can't LTL be like airline pricing? Like, why can't it just be dynamic and easy and all that? And maybe we'll get to it one day, but man, it is holding on. Freight class is holding on.
It's getting there. There's some good strides in that direction. And but again, it's going to be slow moving, because all the other systems then have to adopt and adapt to accommodate for it. So
yeah, it's not the flip of a switch, unfortunately, especially with all the
No.
interconnectivity that we have to have.
Right.
Well, Lance, as I told you, 30 minutes flies by. We are there,
Yeah.
and so appreciate you being on the show today. Had a blast. We'll have to
Too,
work on
man.
our duet skills, I
Yeah.
guess, and come
All
up with
right.
something better. That'll be great.
Next
But thanks for being on the
show.
show. Yeah, appreciate that. I hope you'll come back and see us again real soon, man.
Absolutely love to. Thanks, Trey, man. Appreciate
Yep.
it.
And everybody who's watching, thanks so much for being a part. Thanks for the comments. We appreciate that. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We're going to talk to Hunter Yaw, the founder and CEO of Log Rock. That's going to be exciting to hear what he's got going on. So that's tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Central and every day for an episode of Standing Out, a daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.